The No New Friends podcast is brought to you by Manscaped. For the best in below-the-waist grooming, visit manscaped.com. Use promo code NNF for 20% off. That is manscaped.com.
That's the best question you've ever asked. Actually, now I'm questioning my own existence.
You do like to eat a lot of lasagna and
I do.
Something about a dog.
And I'm a pussy.
No.
Cat.
Yes. Okay.
Pussycat.
So Chris, it's our annual tradition.
Internet's slow.
It's our annual tradition. Not anal tradition. That's for after dark.
Yeah, I was gonna say Nick's not here.
Our annual tradition for our top is it top 10 list, top 5 list?
Yeah, you know what? And just like all annual traditions, just like my annual traditions, I look up the top 10 list while we're recording. Right? Mm-hmm. Do extensive research. So this year's top 10 is going to be urban legends.
Ooh.
Now, don't say, ooh, you suggested it to me.
That's right, you're listening to the No New Friends podcast, voted number 1 by our friends and family, and number 3 by the Orlando Weekly Readers Poll. We are the podcast for adults who love to laugh at adulting. Now, if you'd like to connect with us, all of our links are right there on our website, nonewfriendspodcast.com. While you're there, check out our really sweet merchandise. Also, join our clubhouse. Become a friend with benefits. That's our Patreon. For as low as $2 a month, you can watch us record all of these things live, have exclusive content that nobody else gets to see, cutting room floor, etc., etc., etc. And then also, we are streaming live on Twitch right now. That's www.twitch.tv/NNF podcast. Just give us a follow and you'll get notified every time we go live. We go live on Wednesdays at 8 and then again at 10. My name is Scott. I am the host. With me, my amazing cast of characters, everybody's favorite food truck critic, Sarah.
Hello.
Our producer, Alex.
Hola.
Nick is on vacation in Jamaica, and Mary is just struggling through life. But we still have our scumbag reselling hoarder himself, Chris.
This was my secret to hold, not yours to share.
Brain explosion.
Actually, the 1989 hit Brain Explosion.
1982.
Yeah, I got it mixed up.
Yes. Okay, Sarah's lost. Sarah, we need to fill you in.
I'm lost.
Yeah.
Okay, so we were on Remy's Roundtable this week. Okay, it was his 4th anniversary show. So much fun. We learned.
Congratulations, by the way.
What?
Congratulations, by the way.
Congratulations.
Yeah, it was his 4-year anniversary.
For Remy's Roundtable.
Remy's Roundtable.
Yes. Oh, congratulations, Remy's Roundtable.
Yes. And for us, for being able to stay the whole episode.
Yes.
It's a long episode.
Yes. Whole long episode. So first of all, Sarah, we made it a point to prolong segment 1 as long as possible. Remy tried to go to break. That segment lasted about an hour and 15 minutes.
Oh my God.
Yes, we learned all new types of scary, it's Halloween, scary racial slurs. We learned that the Inuit are actually orange people.
Yeah, according to Remy, yes.
Yep. And
then he did call them, but to be fair, he did call them, by the end of the episode, he did call them the Eskimo people.
The Eskimo people, yes. Then at one point,
which Scott, let me cut you off real quick, which is actually strangely less distasteful.
Right. So many things happened. Remy steals a lot of our bits, so we did all of our bits on his show. We did Chris's Cliff Notes, we did Jersey Man, Florida Man, Travels and Tribulations. And I love to recast the Muppets, recast movies with the Muppets.
Do you really?
Yeah. So I asked Remy, what movie would you recast with the Muppets? And he said, Brain Explosion. To which both Chris and I were very confused. Was this a new movie? Had we not heard of this movie, Brain Explosion? Turns out he was trying to say Mind Blown. So we missed that.
Oh,
kind of creative, actually.
Mm-hmm. But there's a lot about Brain Explosion that we didn't know about. Chris, did you want to tell her what it's about?
So just in short, because I think we'll hear a little bit more about it through the episode tonight. it's a movie that came out in the 80s starring Al Pacino and Robert De Niro. They're both gay, but it's the early 1900s. So they are bootleggers that also sell illegal alcohol on the side.
Frank and Charles are their name.
Yeah, Frank and Charles. And it's basically the plot of I Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry, but reversed because they have to pretend they're straight.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
Kevin
What a
Spacey's
roller
in it.
coaster.
Yeah.
Yes,
huge
and
roller coaster.
Kirsten Dunst brutally
Kirsten
murdered
Dunst
in the middle of
brutally
it. Yeah,
murdered.
very
Yeah.
graphic, like brutal. New York takes place in New York City. So the brutal murder there just called Tuesday, actually.
So this went on for 2 hours and 19 minutes. We were trying to go for the longest episode of Remy's Roundtable
Yes.
ever. We fell a little bit short, but here we
Yeah.
are. But guys, happy Halloween! It's our Halloween
Thank
episode.
you, thank you.
Yes, we're all
Yes.
dressed up. I'm dressed up as Sarah with my Menorah Mickey Mouse shirt, my long locks, my long hair, my Encanto Mickey ears, and my huge joint. And then I also have a $200 lightsaber that can also light.
You're just missing the mimosa.
Yes.
Oh, you fumbled it. Damn it,
There's
Scott.
mimosa in here. I don't know.
Okay.
Chris, who are you tonight?
Hey, Ken, I'm Barbie.
That's right. Chris is Barbie. He went all out with the wig
did.
and the nails and
Got the nails did. I got the, what are these called? Biker gloves, maybe? Like
I
fishnet
don't think
pink biker
Fishnet gloves.
Fishnet
Yeah.
glove. Got the fishnet gloves. I got the nails going. I'm actually wearing a thong, too.
Oh, you really got into this.
I did. No
I do
pants,
you.
just a thong.
I would do you.
Thank you. Thank you, Scott.
welcome.
That means a lot, actually.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
And Sarah, who are you?
As Remy already ruined for everybody. Robin from Stranger Things.
You're Boothig. Now, do you have Lewis dress up in that at night?
That's for me to know and for you to find out. No.
Oh, I get to
Whoa,
find
you're
out.
gonna find out. Wow.
If you'd like to
Don't
find
tell him
out,
that.
just join our clubhouse. Become a friend with benefits or as low as $2 a month. Lewis is giving a big thumbs up. So, you guys ready for Halloween?
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean ready? Like, what do you have to be ready for, Scott?
Well, okay, so we've got to prepare 250 bags of candy for our neighborhood.
You make
because-
bags?
Yeah, it started in 2020 for COVID, and it works out pretty well. And like, we really get into Halloween in this neighborhood, and then in my house. So yeah, like it's a whole event where we put the bags together and all that, and we put the bowl out. But Darren and his girlfriend are coming over to hand out candy, so we're excited about that. It's this huge
that's
production.
cool.
Halloween in my neighborhood. And Sarah, what do you do for Halloween?
Well, this year we're going to go to the rich neighborhood. So
coming to my
we're going to go
neighborhood?
visit. I was going to say exactly.
Yes.
Where they pass out the full size candy bars. So
yes.
that's the plan. Everybody's got all the pieces to their Halloween costume, so we're good. We're ready.
Awesome.
I want to go to the neighborhood with the most pedophiles because I feel like they'd give out the best candy. Think about it. How to make a good impression on your
That's like their Super
constituents.
Bowl.
Right. Like I that's what I listen, you look for the you go on the database and you look for the neighborhood with the most red dots, and that's the if you're over 18, I do want to reiterate. Lucky me, I look like a child, so I go there no problem. I make out like a bandit.
That's awesome. So, guys, I am super excited. We have a new sponsor, and you guys don't know about this.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a huge national sponsor. Okay, so we are now sponsored by Disney Plus.
Wow.
Yeah, they've added some amazing new movies to their streaming service, and so they're really trying to push it out. So they're sponsoring any podcast that has a certain amount of listeners. It's like anybody is Creators United. We also got a contract with
that's awesome.
Disney Plus. So I'm actually going to play this commercial live on air because they wanted it on Twitch. So here's this is from Disney Plus. So enjoy it, guys.
Sounds pretty legit.
Yeah, absolutely. wish they would have shortened that for us, but it's fine.
That's the perfect line.
Coming this Christmas to Disney Plus.
Interesting.
The exclusive streaming of this 1982 classic film. Starring Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, Kevin Spacey, and introducing Kirsten Dunst. In a world where their love was forbidden.
Now, if you're on me and you gotta move when I move, how do you expect to keep a marriage? So then if you spot me coming around that corner, you're just gonna walk out on this one? I'd say goodbye.
Two men found themselves in a dangerous game of secrecy.
I know your secret, dirty little secret.
Nobody ever knew him or saw anybody that ever worked directly for him. You never knew. That was his power. The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist.
Frank and Charles will have to fight to keep their love alive.
You talking to me?
Say hello to my little friend!
In a time of prohibition, they make their own rules.
You fairy!
I have nipples. Could you milk me?
No, I'm just getting warmed up. Ferocious, aren't I? When I think of asses, something comes out of me.
Follow instincts more than so you can be free and easy about it, as opposed to assume that you're not going to get it.
Go get him, Tiger.
Brain Explosion, streaming this December only on Disney Plus, and coming this summer.
Bert, you love me, right, Bert? You love me, don't you? We've been together for so long and never met your parents.
Ernie, it's very late, and you are making me feel smothered.
Well, at least you're feeling something, Bert.
All right. Ernie, you need to calm down.
Muppets Brain Explosion. Critics are saying,
this is Sophisticated from the Nerd Archive Podcast's Discord, and I think that Brain Explosion is good.
It was banned in my state of North Carolina, but I wanted to see it so badly. Unfortunately, I had to drive to the frowning coast of America, New Jersey, just so I wouldn't miss out.
This is RJ from the Disney History Podcast, and I think that Brain Explosion is good.
It totally turned me gay.
This is the Sophisticated Gentleman from the No New Friends Podcast, and I think that Brain Explosion is good.
This is the gayest movie of the year. Spoiler alert, the sex scene between Robert De Niro and Al Pacino really got me going.
This is Trivia Tour Guide Ryan from Remy's Roundtable, the Florida Theme Park Podcast, and I think that Brain Explosion is good.
Seriously, by far the best thing that has come out on Disney Plus since the Santa Claus.
This is Ryan from Cases of Continuity, and I think that Brain Explosion is good.
Brain Explosion. Like, hey guys, I got a big old beard just looking at it.
Brain Explosion, giving big old ears, making people gay, and banned in North Carolina. This Christmas, only on Disney Plus. So there it is, Brain Explosion to Disney Plus this Christmas.
All I gotta say is sign me up. Wow.
So, peeling back behind the curtains, Disney Plus just asked for quotes. Nobody knew the context of what they were doing, including Chris. I heard your voice on there.
I did. You did.
Yeah, and no idea what was
you
coming.
You asked my quote was it totally turned me gay, and you asked me actually to record a quote for Sandpiper Vacations, and that's what I said. I have no idea. I had no idea it was going to be for that.
Yeah,
that was incredible. I might listen to that like 16 more times before I go to sleep tonight.
Here's the funny thing. Peeling back behind the curtain a little bit, I searched for like AI generators to do the movie voice. Turns out I can do it just fine. I was like,
was
okay,
you?
well, yeah, that was me with no
Wow,
nothing.
I had no idea it was you.
Yeah, shut up. You did.
My favorite was Kirsten Dunst saying "Go get him, Tiger" from Spider-Man. Which is kind of a gay movie if you think about it.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah,
guy shoots. Why? Why was it a gay movie?
Naturally shoots webs and at other men. I don't know. You do the math.
Oh boy. Yeah. All right. So I know the next two segments are going to be kind of long. So are you guys ready for Lord Remy's Word of the Week?
I am.
Yes.
Praise your Savior, let him speak. It's Lord Remy's Word of the Week.
What is going on, the No New Friends podcast? What is up, everybody? It is I, Lord Remy, with your Word of the Week. That is right. So this word, I kind of, read more about this word. I did a little bit more history on this. Here we go. So the word of the week for this episode is flummoxed. All right. So the word flummoxed is an adjective that is used to describe a state of confusion, bewilderment, or perplexity. When someone is flummoxed, it means they are completely puzzled or unable to understand or make sense of something, often feeling overwhelmed or disoriented by a particular situation, sort of like Chris's torn Achilles or a task. In essence, it describes a feeling of being utterly baffled or at a loss as to how to proceed or comprehend what is happening. Alright, now here's a little history about this word. So the earliest documented usage of the word flummoxed can be traced back to the 18th century in England. It was coined during a period of great linguistic experimentation and whimsy, sorry, yeah, not wisdom, whimsy. At the time, English speakers were found of creating playful onomatopoeic words to describe states of confusion and perplexity. Okay, the word flummox is believed to have emerged from a combination of several words, including flummock, bemuse, and muddle. Flummock was a regional dialect term that meant to bewilder or confuse, while bemuse meant to cause someone to be lost in thought or contemplation. Muddle, of course, refers to a state of confusion or disorder. These words all had a common theme of confusion or disarray, and the gradually merged into the delightful and memorable word flummoxed. Here's the sentence. I was very flummoxed watching this action movie starring Al Pacino and Robert De Niro called Brain Explosion. And now, guys, last and finally, here is your joke. Why did the computer get flummoxed at the bakery? Because it couldn't figure out how to download a bread file. Well, guys, there you guys have it. That is your word of the week. And that word, once again, is flummoxed.
I don't understand that. The bread file.
This is Abby with the correct pronunciations to last week's word of the week and the words I'm learning in middle school. First of all, Remy mispronounced orifice and substances. Also, Remy, the phrase is mind blown, not brain explosion. You're never gonna live this down. So, this week's middle school word of the week is ghosted. When someone you talk to often suddenly stops speaking to you and ignores all your messages, they become a ghost, since it's like they're no longer there. I thought things were going great with me and him, and then he ghosted me. Another example is Mary ghosts the group chat all the time. Or, why did my dad try to plan a vacation with Nick from Sandpiper Vacations and then ghosted him? So rude. Or, I thought my dad had ghosted me on Saturday night. Turns out he was passed out on the couch after drinking his weight worth of Bud Light. Happy Halloween, Slay Queens!
Praise your Savior, let him speak. It's Lord Remy's Word of the Week.
Thank you so much, Lord Remy. And we know all about ghosting here. Thank you, Abby, for that Halloween themed. All right, we've got so much more to get to. Travels and tribulations, Jersey Man, Florida Man, Chris's Cliff Notes, some trick-or-treating stories, and much more. You're listening to the No New Friends podcast. We'll be right back.
Picture it, St. Augustine, Florida, 2022. You're on the Night Watchman Ghost Tour with all of your ghoul friends. The air grows colder, you turn the corner, and there she is, Ghost Mary. Okay, you probably won't run into Ghost Mary. You may see a ghost named Mary. I'm not really 100% sure, but the tour guides for the Night Watchman Ghost Tour from See America Tours do know it is the only 4D ghost tour in St. Augustine. So if you have ever wondered what a ghost smells like, well, now is your chance. And right now they have a scary good deal going on. Enter the promo code NNF as in No New Friends and receive 25% off your Night Watchman Ghost Tour. So visit them at seeamericatours.net. That is SEE americatours.net. Okay, bye.
Hey, everybody. Why don't you give the old Black Lincoln Collective podcast a listen? We're funny, we're fat, and we're here 24/7 at blcpodcast.com. Anytime you want to listen, anywhere, all your favorite podcast apps. Of course, we have a YouTube channel where you can stream live with the show. Check out our shorts. We're funnier the less you hear of us. That's been a Black Lincoln Collective podcast at blcpodcast.com.
Hey there, Scott here. You all know I like to spend time wandering the neighborhood on my big wheels or hanging out at the park with my fedora and my Bud Light. So I don't have time to clean my own house. That's why I've been using I Believe services for the past 6-7 years, and they're the best in commercial and residential cleaning. They're also doing carpet shampooing at such a reasonable price. Just check them out. That's ibelieveservices.us. Give them a call, 407-928-4595, and tell them that the No New Friends podcast sent you.
Hi, this is Eddie Deason. This is the No New Friends podcast. This is Mandark. Ha 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 ha.
Welcome back to the No New Friends podcast. As always, if you listen to us on Apple or Spotify, please leave us a 5-star rating and review. Nick, do you... I don't really know what to do right here. Nick's not here. Does anybody have...
awkward.
I know. Anybody have... Oh, here's one from RJ, the No New Friends podcast. I think it's good. Perfect. Thank you so much. RJ, we appreciate that. So please leave us a 5-star review and rating. Speaking of RJ, are you guys ready for Travels and Tribulations?
Yes, always.
Yay! The last time that we left Sophisticated Gentleman, he was asleep in a Spirit Halloween store with an AI-generated me voice. It wasn't actually me being anti-Semitic. It was an AI voice haunting him in his dreams. So let's see what's going on with him this evening, and maybe we can get it to play.
What shall it bring when the gentleman rings on Travels and Tribulations?
Hey there, No New Friends gang. Before we begin this installment of Travels and Tribulations, I wanted to very quickly extend my heartfelt thank you for all of the birthday wishes yesterday. I really, really appreciated it, and it really meant a lot to me. So,
was it his
thank
birthday?
you, Chris, very much for that text. Now let's get on with our segment. Oh my goodness, that was crazy. Hey there, No New Friends gang. I just woke up from the strangest dream. Back in the Spirit Halloween. My gosh, there's some crazy stuff going on here. Like some kids are fighting some monster with... doesn't really have a face, just kind of a mouth that opens up. Okay, I did not need to get into this. This is outside of my pay grade. Come to think of it, I have no pay grade. Scott doesn't pay us. And actually, we pay Scott, which is concerning. Anyways, I'm gonna go into the back room here, hide out a little bit while this crazy fight goes on, and then maybe I'll be able to find some more clues to Santa Claus. All right, in the back room, it looks like they still have some TVs from when this place was a Sears. Let's see what's on there. Oh, actually, the first thing that's about to play here happens to be something that I made for you, Scott. Oh. I felt pretty bad about how much my segment went after you last week, so I decided to create an apology ad for Run on TV. Here you go.
You think you trust Scott Maffei? Think again.
Oh, great. They're still running my old ad. Man, the TV station is slower than Joe Biden trying to give a speech. Just change the channel, see what else is on. Oh, look. All right, there's an ad for the new Brain Explosion TV series. After they gave Kevin Spacey a new life in Hollywood, I heard that they're trying to help out some other actors. Let's see what they've got here.
And if I've ever let someone down, if I've ever hurt their feelings, I am so sorry for that.
Oh, looks like they're having Ellen do an apology tour before she ends up on the show after all of the horrible things that she said to her staffers on the show. Come to think of it, she looks more like a man than Chris does. Oh, next up is the Brain Explosion musical with one of Britain's funniest comedians. Definitely not somebody who would go and verbally abuse a waiter at a restaurant.
I'm looking to the sky to say.
Ah, yes, the great James Corden. I heard that he's actually trying to gain a little bit more weight to play Scott in an upcoming movie. I can't wait until the No New Friends movie makes it to the big screen. But for now, it's all Brain Explosion and only Brain Explosion. Oh, now they're actually giving a acting position to somebody who actually used to host a news show. This should be interesting.
That doesn't sound like science to me, Bill Nye the Science Guy. That sounds like something very different.
Oh yes, the great Tucker Carlson acting like he doesn't believe in science. Not really sure how that fits into the Brain Explosion story. It's actually kind of funny though. LaMont, sorry, LMAO. Let's see who else they've got on the docket here.
G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. Oh, wow! My name out your f***ing mouth!
Oh yes, it's nice that they've added some action sequences. In response to that fight, I have just 2 words. Mystery box.
The tape shows very clearly Brian Sicknick walking through the building in apparent health after the media told us for 2 years that he had been murdered. So they were wrong about that.
Oh boy, now Tucker's solving a mystery. Oh, can't wait to see what happens there. Maybe next time he's going to be able to solve the mystery of how to figure out if Mary's on a given episode.
I used to think it was called a vagina. I did because I grew up in Boston.
Ah, the great Louis C.K. Definitely not controversial at all.
Love him.
Although in retrospect, that actually may have been Scott. I'm not sure he knows too much about what happens during Costco.
The green M&M, you will notice, is no longer wearing sexy boots. Now she's wearing sensible sneakers.
Jeez, Tucker Carlson outside a candy factory is like Scott outside an elementary school. He should have left like it was Zoom call 917. I also should add that I originally had a Kanye West quote in the mix here, but I decided to leave it out for Sarah because, unlike Scott, I don't want to offend the Jewish population. Man, this TV show looks insane. They're about to show us who's going to produce it.
Breaking news! Good evening. Some important breaking news to report right now. Darwin air traffic controllers have just approved Santa to enter territory.
Wait, what? That could have been my lead to finding Santa Claus. Jeez, 11 fighting that Demogorgon turned off the electricity. Well, looks like I've struck out on Halloween. My next bet to finding Santa Claus lies with Thanksgiving. I'll call you from something Thanksgiving themed next week. Is Chris the human version of Garfield?
That's the best question you've ever asked. Actually, now I'm questioning my own existence.
You do like to eat a lot of lasagna, and
I do.
Something about a dog,
and I'm a pussy.
No,
cat.
Yes. Okay.
Pussycat.
So Chris, it's our annual tradition.
Internet's slow.
It's our annual tradition.
It is
anal tradition. That's for after dark.
Yeah, I was gonna say Nick's not here.
Our annual tradition. For our top, is it top 10 list, top 5 list?
Yeah, you know what? And just like all annual traditions, just like my annual traditions, I look up the top 10 list while we're recording, right? Mm-hmm. Do extensive research. So this year's top 10 is going to be urban legends. Ooh. Now, don't say, ooh, you suggested it to me. So I found a really, really good list, right? I'm going through it while you're probably doing your 14-minute intro, and
it's not that
I'm
long.
reading. I'm reading through it to you, and I'm like, this list is too good. Like, this is not even fun. Bigfoot, the Loch Ness Monster, the Jersey Devil, who actually is related to my wife. Actually, okay. No, this is not a joke.
Alex,
this is not a joke. This is not a joke. No, this is not a joke. No, keep it in or she'll kill me. Before I get into this list, so my wife's maiden name, the person who gave birth to the Jersey Devil last name is the same as my wife's maiden name. It's in a book. So I am legally, not blood. I am legally related to the Jersey Devil.
You're related by insertion.
Can't be proven. Can't be proven.
Yes.
But yes. Okay, so getting back on track, I did find a really good list. And it would be like a really good list for like if we're like over my house drinking, like, oh, let's look up the top 10 urban legends, but not for the No New Friends podcast.
Okay.
For the No New Friends podcast, you got to go horrible lists.
Okay.
A la drugs during the holidays. Right.
Is this the best Halloween drugs to do?
So I did find a reputable website, theguardian.com. Is it reputable? I don't know, but I definitely heard of it before. I've definitely heard of theguardian.com. Yeah, I've definitely heard of The Guardian. So it's reputable, right? That's how things go these days. So I present to you, let me read the title actually. Top 10 Urban Legends by theguardian.com.
This is taking forever to get going, by the way.
Listen, I like if you
Hoo-hoo, big summer blowouts. Hey guys, it's Nick, your favorite emotional support gay. And it's time for you to move out of the way because I'm gay.
Nick's on the mic, so it's time to take notice. And if you don't like it, that's homophobic. Stay the hell out of his way. Move, I'm gay.
Alright, so I wanted to hop in here because unfortunately I'm not able to make it on the episode live as you guys are recording because I am in beautiful Jamaica. I guess that's not really Jamaican accent. Yeah, man.
A little racist.
Maybe I need more marijuana. Anywho, I am recording live right now. Well, live for me, not for you. In Sandals in Ocho Rios. It is a stunning resort. I just want to give you guys a travel update because I'm a vacation planner, in case you didn't know. We can book all-inclusive resorts, Disney, cruise lines, pretty much any vacation destination besides Idaho. I know Scott really wants to go there right now. But like I said, I am in beautiful Jamaica. I did have a great opportunity to tour a couple of Sandals properties yesterday. There's quite a few Sandals properties here in Jamaica, including Ochi, where I am currently staying, and the brand new Dunn's River Resort, which is absolutely stunning. That one is brand new, just opened about 6 months ago. It is very top notch. Highly recommend hopping down here, getting a vacation to Jamaica, or any of the destinations. They have a couple new ones opening up in some very exotic locations. They have a St. Lucia location. They have a Turks and Caicos location. Sandals is the true all-inclusive resort. You do not have to pay anything extra as far as tipping. Your alcohol is all included. They don't have that, but they do have plenty of beer for you to drink, as well as bottles of wine. Yes, Chris, I said bottles, not a box. They sell or serve bottles of wine. So, anywho, I just want to give you guys a travel update. Check out Sandals or beaches if you want to take your kids, and contact me at nick@sandpipervacations.com to book your next vacation, and make sure you let them know that the No New Friends podcast sent you.
Thank you so much, Nick. All right, Chris, get back to your list now.
So I do want to actually talk about this for a second. This was not orchestrated. I don't know how or why, but Scott knew I was going to ramble on about this top 10 list. So I said top 10 urban legends. Okay, now we're going to go to the subtitle. From Bloody Mary to the Spider Bite, urban myths have inspired countless creepy books and films. Here's James Dawson shares his... Here, James Dawson, shares the famous James Dawson,
Yes.
of course, shares his 10 favorites. And I do want to reiterate that favorites on this website is spelled FAVOURITES. So it's fancy. Got the U in there.
Is it fancy?
It's tryhard. It's those tryhards that open like a small business. Instead of saying restaurant, they're like restaurante.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Or color, they spell it COLOUR or whatever.
Yeah, but we don't say that anymore, Scott.
yeah.
I'll talk to you about it later. And explores the roots and their influence. Now, what's your favorite urban legend? Mine is that Scott actually produced children, because that would mean that he had sex. That's my favorite urban legend. No, mine's actually the razor and the apple thing. Mine is actually
we talk about that
the
every
razor and
year.
the apple thing,
Yes.
and the drug thing. Because why would drug people give away their drugs? And why would someone put a razor in an apple?
I've thought about this.
I like that. Wait. Now listen. I do respect the lore. I love the lore behind it. I do think that maybe someone should put a razor in an apple just to. We need to bring back the razor apple lore thing, because it's great. Like when I'm little, it's like, oh my gosh, am I going to get an apple from this house? And oh my gosh, it's going to have a razor. It's kind of like the golden ticket in Willy Wonka, but for death. Right.
So I've been giving this a lot of thought. Okay. The people putting razors in apples, doctors.
Yeah.
They need the business. They can save the kid.
Yeah, COVID's over, right? COVID's over.
Yep.
In Florida, it never existed. Gotta put the
What's
razor in
that?
the apples, right? That's a good point.
The
dentists, maybe oral surgeons, the gays.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Why would the gays do it?
Maybe it cuts the teeth out softer on the.
Softer on. Yeah. Sarah, yes.
Oh, wow.
Dynamite
I didn't know where we were going with that, but I cannot confirm or deny, I guess.
Sarah's like false teeth. Every single one of my teeth, false teeth.
Lewis asked me to.
He paid for the surgery. Hey.
And then the people with the drugs that are putting the drugs in the candy are people who want to expand their business enterprise.
Or maybe the FBI.
Or maybe the FBI. But
because they want to expand their business enterprise. Oh, you're going the angle that they want people to get hooked on these drugs.
They want them to get hooked. So
especially like 5-year-olds.
Yes.
Start them young. Got to start them young, right?
Yep. They get ice cream money, chore money.
Yeah, it's like Ronald Reagan introduced crack into Florida, into the inner cities. That's actually number 11 on the urban legends.
Really?
Chart. Yeah, it just missed.
Oh, okay.
It just missed. Yeah. Yeah. Alex, cut that. Okay, so all right, so top 10 urban legends. Do you guys have a favorite urban legend? I just said mine was the raisin in the apple. We talked for 10 minutes about it. Do you guys have a favorite urban legend?
I think mine is.
And wait, just to let you know, the raisin in the apple is not an urban legend. I just wanted to talk about it.
I think mine is if you flash your headlights, it's gang initiation. They'll follow you and murder you.
One.
I think that one's my favorite.
That's a really good one.
Which is why I believe that one. So
never. I did it once and sped home. I'm just kidding. I sped to a police station. That's what they tell you. If someone's following you, drive into a police station.
Sarah, what's your favorite?
What's your favorite urban legend? Oh, are you the host?
Oh, wow.
I think you are the host.
I can't think of one. I'm sitting here trying to think of one, and I can't.
You're dressed as a sailor, and you can't. You're like a 30-year-old woman dressed in a Halloween costume, and you can't think of an urban legend.
No, but thanks for making me feel so great about myself.
You have a lightsaber collection, and you can't think of an urban legend.
No, I can't.
You probably own Funko Pops of urban legends.
Probably, honestly. There's so many of them around this house.
We'll let Sarah go.
And I feel some type of way about the Halloween costume because,
I respect it.
I ripped it trying to get it on, which,
I know. You
just
kind of
adds to the 30-year-old thing. Well, did you see Lewis behind me with a flashlight? Because he's trying to find the zipper. I lost the damn zipper.
I saved you guys some time. Lewis is going to rip it trying to get it off.
Yeah, see, that's actually a
I mean,
favorite.
I appreciate that, but that's supposed to be on the 31st, sometime after children go to sleep, not a week before.
I did guess you were 30. If I looked at you in the streets, I would think you're 22.
Oh, yeah.
I appreciate that. I'm 3 months away from 30.
Oh.
Yeah. I know.
So once my wife turned 25, it went from happy 25th to you're almost 30. Was it the same for you?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what Lewis does to me. He's like, you're closer to 30 than you are to 20.
So there you go. Your favorite or your least favorite urban legend is a woman does not exist between the ages of 25 to 30. It's just you're almost 30. The age does not exist.
I'm counting every second.
All right, so let's get into this list.
New favorite. My favorite is Sarah, the woman who actually likes to have sex, because women who like to have sex, they don't exist. They're not real. It's an urban legend.
That's actually a really good one. Are you playing the part, Sarah? Alex, cut this. Sarah, are you playing the part? You're playing the part.
No, absolutely not. I don't know who Scott's hanging out with.
This is my wife.
All right, coming in at number 10. Used to be me until I started taking Zoloft. The Slender Man. So
that's more of a horror story. I don't think that's an urban legend.
No, that's definitely an urban legend.
Okay.
I'll read you the description, Scott. If you would let me talk, I would read the description. But if you want this, listen, if you want this segment to be 45 minutes long, I have no problem with that. I don't have to edit this. You do.
Actually, I don't. Alex does.
Alex, cut that. So, a truly modern myth. It's modern, so you wouldn't know, Scott. Slenderman started online as a part of a competition to Photoshop pictures to include a supernatural element. User Victor Surge. Shout out to Victor Surge. Actually, that's actually I would probably use it as a porn name. Victor Surge. That's a really good porn name.
It is.
That's
Victor
a really
Surge.
good one.
Yeah.
He added a sweeted, faceless, unnatural tall figure into two black and white photos, which were copied and distributed virtually all over the net. This guy says the net. This guy's definitely your age. This guy is definitely your age. I'm not going to read the rest of this because it's really not interesting. But it was an internet meme.
Oh.
But he's an urban legend as well. Okay, number 9. The call is coming from inside your house. What the hell does this mean? What's this guy's name? Hold on. Who wrote this article? What the hell does this mean, Mr. Dawson? James Dawson. So the moral is clear. Women, protect your children. Variations of this one see a babysitter being tormented by threatening phone calls that turn out to be coming from inside the house. The children in her care are often murdered. Wait.
This is the plot of
Scream. That's Scream, but with kids dying instead of teenagers having sex. Variations of the story are everywhere, notably in Point Horrors, The Babysitter by R.L. Stein and The Mother's Helper by A. Bates. Notice he didn't say Scream. This is I'm going to actually chalk this up as Stolen Valor.
Yeah.
Number 8, the terrifying chain letters.
What?
Oh, yeah.
This is actually, you know what? At first I laughed at this, and at second I did not, because I remember getting chain texts in middle school, and Sarah's like, yep. Like, you will die in 7 days if you do not forward this to 12 people. So this person actually, I think they were talking to me. They said, you know this one. You get oh gosh, I feel like Remy doing the word leak. What is this word? You get sent a communique that suggests if you don't pass it on to 5 or more people, there'll be some terrible consequence. This urban legend seems to have predicted viral marketing by 20 years or so. It's true. The concept of this deadly chain letter was best explored by Christopher Pike's Chain Letter. What? But the idea of cursed text is also explored in Scarlett Thomas's The End of Mr. Y. That's me. That's me.
Oh, Mr. You.
Just kidding. Okay. And also Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. I do not think that cursed chain letters are in Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets.
I don't remember that.
I have never read the book. It might be. Listen. We just watched the movie. We haven't read the book.
Oh,
we haven't read the book.
I read the book. I don't remember that.
Yeah, no, I doubt you read the book.
I've definitely done chainmail like as a kid, but it was actual letters. Like we had to send it out to 7 people.
You know what's getting a little bit worrisome is I do the research during the episode. I was like, this is too good of a top 10. Let me do a worse one. This actually might be a bad one. This might actually be a repeat of the top 10 drugs that trigger the holiday. Number 7. The 7 best urban legend is location.
What? Now he's just quoting movies, Mel Brooks movies.
As someone eager to get on the property ladder, I don't know how bothered I'd be to check what my house was built on. But you might want to get a surveyor to have a look. Okay, making a little more sense now. Everyone knows houses built on burial grounds are bound to be cursed, right?
Poltergeist.
Although ancient Indian burial mounds are few and far between in the United States.
Native
And
American.
they sure get a lot of flack. Yeah, this is actually a little racist.
Sarah, you were going to say something.
Amityville.
From Stephen King's The Shining and Pet Sematary to Hollywood classic Poltergeist and even Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the message is very clear. Don't just look at home before you buy it. Look under. I'm pretty sure everything's a burial ground. So you're trying to tell me, like, listen, I'm probably built on a dinosaur burial. Are dinosaurs going to haunt me? I wish.
That'd be fun.
I wish.
Sarah's eyes just
I
lit
wish.
up.
Yeah, that would be awesome, honestly.
Right?
I'm kind of into that.
All right, don't want to talk too much about this. We have 6 more to go. The Kidney Heist is coming in at number 6. The Kidney Heist.
The
It's
kidney.
actually,
This is.
Wait, you know this one?
Yes, I do know this one. This is when.
This sounds kinda hot,
An attractive
actually.
girl wakes up in a bathtub with ice everywhere, and she's like cut. She's like stitched up, and her kidneys are gone.
Terrified that you know this. You must
I've
be
seen the movie
experiencing
Urban
this.
Legends 1, 2, and 3.
In this tale, a young man is either seduced by a beautiful woman or pays for a prostitute. They say escort. I'm going to say prostitute. The following morning, he awakens in a bathtub full of ice. Very uncanny, Scott, uncanny. To find one of his kidneys has been removed and sold on the black market. The moral couldn't be clearer. Really? Or could it? Organ harvesting is a staple of horror fiction. In Ishiguro's Never Let Me Go, to Neil Schusterman's excellent Unwind. Not Schusterman, Schusterman. Number 5, also known as what Scott does probably every other night, the licked hand.
The what?
In this the licked hand.
Oh, this is when she thinks that the dog is petting her hand, but it's not her dog because she wakes up and her dog's been decapitated. And in the dog's blood is written on the wall, "Don't you wish you would have turned the light on to pet your dog," or something like that.
See, the same thing happened to Scott, and when he turned the light on and realized it was the blood on the wall, he was actually disappointed it wasn't his dog licking his hand. That was the. So number 5, the licked hand. In this popular tale, a sacred girl, or sometimes an overweight middle-aged man, listens to an ominous dripping coming from within his or her home. They are reassured by the presence of their faithful dog who licks their hand from under the bed. Eventually, she investigates the noise only to find her dog has been slaughtered and had sex with a middle-aged man. And then they are written in blood. Humans can lick hands too.
Ugh.
To which the middle-aged man is disappointed.
Stop.
This story was actually taken from a much earlier Mr. James story. I know, M.R. James story called The Diary of Mr. Pointner. That I don't like that urban legend. That's not even a good one. Number 4, freaky food. Recently, outraged internet people. Hey, you
guys are my internet people.
That is true. That is true.
Yep.
Were taken in by claims that popular fast food outlet KFC were breeding genetically mutated chickens for their burgers. While the shock pictures were quickly revealed to be fakes, more than one of the Facebook friends were taken. Okay, then I'm going to skip this. This is not even good. The Hook Man. Another campfire.
I know you did last summer.
Okay, this is Okay, I'm just going to skip to number 1. Number 2 is a spider bite. I'm not afraid of Spider-Man.
Oh,
yeah.
I gotta tell you, while we're on spiders, so I'm inside in my kitchen the other night, and I'm eating dinner, and Rachel's out on the patio drinking her wine, smoking a cig, and I see on the sliding glass door a spider, and this spider was probably about 3 inches in diameter. I mean, it was massive. Well, I couldn't tap on the glass because then it would have moved, and it could have moved closer to her. Her head was 2 feet away from this damn spider. So I go running in my Crocs, flip them into sport mode, pick up another Croc and run outside. And I'm like, Rachel, I need you to move very slowly towards me, trying not to create a panic, which of course created a panic. So I go up and I go to get this spider, and I'm trying to because he's ready to move. She is ready to move. And so I'm trying to get it slowly, because the last time I slapped my Croc on the sliding glass door, it splattered everywhere. It was really gross, and it was a giant mess to clean up. Because these things are huge. They're massive. I go to slap it with the shoe, and it kind of takes off, but I've injured it. So it goes into like the track of the door, but like on the side. So now my Croc's not going to fit in there. So I grab a broom that just happens to be out there, and I grab the end. I'm like, pow, 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 and I got her. How do I know it's a her, you ask? Because that giant thing that I saw was an egg sac, and now there are thousands of baby spiders trying to escape the claws of my the death by broom. So I'm like, shoot, gosh darn it, and I swept everything as fast as I could out the door. I think we got them all. I don't know. Continue, Chris.
Sweeping genocide under the rug. You sound like Russia. Way to go, Putin. Now, number 2, the spider bite. We all know the story of Spider-Man. I'm not going to read the descriptions. I assume it's Spider-Man. Not so scary, but it actually... it's not scary to me, but I did explain how there is now a black Spider-Man to Scott, and he was pretty terrified by that notion.
I hate you.
Number 1, Bloody Mary. Have you guys ever done this?
Yes. Well,
yeah.
did it ever work?
Did it ever work?
Yeah, Mary was over. She started her period. It was weird.
That's actually very insensitive.
Yeah,
that's a beautiful, it's Mother Nature. It's beautiful, Scott. You should not poke fun of that. And
considering you don't have to deal with it, it's
people like Sarah and people like Sarah and I have to deal with that. And Ken's not very happy when I'm dealing with it, Scott. So. Actually, I thought I was dealing with one. It was just Nick told me it was normal after it. Never mind. So, Bloody Mary is you say bloody. You turn off the lights. You spin around. You look in the mirror. Say Bloody Mary 3 times. Something will happen. Now, this actually did happen to me once. I did do it, and then I got a nosebleed, and I went to the hospital. Told them what happened. Went to a mental institution 20-some years later. Now I'm on antidepressants.
Okay.
That's actually not a joke.
I'm sorry I laughed.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
That was the top 10. I don't even know how to segue from this because I didn't know we were poking fun at mental illness.
Oh my God.
You could have texted me. You texted me everything else, Scott. You could have texted me that we were making fun of mental illness. I would have went along, but I mean, this is, I don't know. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween,
guys. There's your top 10.
All right, when we come back, Jersey Man, Florida Man, Chris's Cliff Notes, and a little bit more. You're listening to the No New Friends podcast.
There are 3 things that I hate in life: taxes, nausea, and booking vacations. The first 2 I'm stuck with, but for the third, I use Sandpiper Vacations. Sandpiper Vacations is a small business that is LGBTQ+ owned and operated with travel advisors all over the country. Whether it's a cruise, a trip to a theme park, or an all-inclusive resort, Sandpiper has you covered. Oh, and I forgot to mention, it's free. Why book a vacation when you can have someone else do it for you? That's like choosing to take the stairs in a building that has an elevator. Leave the headaches of booking a vacation to someone else. Get your quote today at www.sandpipervacations.com and tell them that the No New Friends podcast sent you.
Psst. Hey, you want to join a cult? Well, this might be your lucky day. For just $2 a month and a simple blood oath, you can join our clubhouse and become a friend with benefits. In addition to the amazing feeling of donating to the poor, you will have access to Patreon exclusive content, live shows, and maybe even a behind-the-scenes look at my secret stash. To get started, head on over to nonewfriendspodcast.com and hit join our clubhouse. Can't wait to see you at the initiation ceremony. Oh, and in the chat during our live shows, of course.
This is Larry Hankin, and you're listening to the No New Friends podcast.
Welcome back to the No New Friends podcast. Just as a reminder, starting in November, we're going to be doing NNF Reacts on Twitch. So every other week, we are going to take videos that you've sent us to No New Friends podcast at yahoo.com. In the subject line, write NNF Reacts, and we'll take those videos and we'll react to them live on Twitch. We're really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And then also we're going to be running that $250 contest from Thanksgiving through the end of the year. Are you guys ready to play Jersey Man, Florida Man?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, Ken.
Whether flipping a fan boat or crashing a truck, these states are filled with people who suck. So it's time for us to play New Jersey Man versus Florida Man.
Every week, Ryan brings us 2 news stories. One is from Jersey, one is from Florida. It is up to us to determine which one is which. Take it away, Game Master Ryan.
Hey guys, this is Ryan, coming to you from the No New Friends newsroom located this week at the No New Friends Halloween party. Everybody's supposed to be here, so let's go inside and see what's going on. Oh, right off the bat, I see Chris. Hey, Chris.
No, take a while.
Wait, aren't you...
Stephen Hawking, yes.
I'm sorry, I thought you were my friend Chris.
You are a piece of shit.
Man, he's so rude. Boy, someone should program him to be nicer. Anyways, oh, there's Chris, there. Chris, you're dressed as Lieutenant Dan? Well, I guess I knew the diabetes would take your legs eventually. Well, like my grandfather always said, when life gives you lemons, you get your legs cut off for low blood sugar, and you get to dress up as Lieutenant Dan for Halloween. All right, Chris, I'm going to go look for everybody else. Oh, there's Mary. She's dressed up as a nurse. It's fun to pretend, isn't it? Oh, this is awkward. Nick came dressed as a sexy nurse, too. Well, Nick, dressed like that, you're just as qualified to pierce a belly button. Oh, there's Scott. Scott, you came as Homer Simpson? I love Homer Simpson. What do you mean you're not dressed up? Why is your skin yellow? That might be jaundice from all the Disney trips you've been taking lately. I want to go get your liver checked out. Well, there's Sarah. She came as Captain Hook. Really fitting with her hand injury. I guess they just finally took the hand. Well, I guess fight pointy objects with pointy objects. Well, that explains why Lewis is limping. Wow, even Sophisticated Gentleman is here. He came as some obscure person from the 40s that nobody knows. But I do recognize what his day is dressed as. The Invisible Woman. Well, before I leave, I want to go through this haunted house. Every room is themed as the fears of each one of the hosts of the podcast.
Ah.
Ooh, this must be Chris's room. Ooh, the Phillies lose Game 7. Ooh, 8th graders playing basketball. Ooh, a hard day's work. Very scary. Let's go to the next room. I tripped over a small dog on the way out. This room must be themed to Mary. It's just CPS showing up to the house. Well, this must be Nick's room. Nick's biggest fear is that he's going to get trapped in Jamaica, where consensual sexual intercourse between same-sex partners is illegal and punishable by up to 10 years in prison. Luckily for Nick, he decided not to consent on this trip and still got more action in a week than Scott has gotten in the past year. Man, it's hot in this next room. It's like a furnace in here.
Oh,
this must be the Sarah-themed room. There's a food truck in here and a judge passing stricter laws on marijuana use. And here's the last room. It's got to be the Scott room. Spooky 18 more years of child support. Immigrants moving into our neighborhood. Metal straws. I feel like this room is missing something that Scott's afraid of.
Colored people.
Whoa, Scott, I didn't see you there. You can't say that anymore. That might have been the nice way to say it back in the 40s, but you can't do that anymore. Well, I just saw Remy walk by dressed as his favorite character from the hit movie Brain Explosion. So while I go talk to him, let's get into this week's Florida Man or Jersey Man. And in our first story, a man dressed as Fred Flintstone is pulled over for driving the Footmobile. And for our second story, 2 people are hospitalized after a hit and run on Halloween.
Okay. Sarah, what do you think? You've got Flintstone Man or hit and run on Halloween?
Oh, there's no way to tell between these, I feel like.
I know, it's barbaric and...
Yeah. What was the second one again?
Hit and run on Halloween.
All right, we're going to go with that one being Florida, just because they've got to be, under the influence. So we'll just go classic Florida.
Okay, Chris?
See, so I actually think that the hit and run is Florida because of old people. Probably didn't even notice. And the foot thing, like the, what was the foot thing? There's something about a foot
Flintstone
thing.
Footmobile.
Right. Nick just told me how to do that. So that might have been me.
Okay.
That's what we call it anyway.
Yeah, I think I'm going to agree with Chris. I think that the Footmobile Flintstone thing is New Jersey and the hit and run is Florida, because people aren't trick-or-treating in New Jersey. It's too damn cold and there's too much
dangerous
crime.
too.
It's very dangerous. All right, let's find out the answers.
So our first story is from Florida, where in Pasco County, a man is pulled over for speeding while dressed as Fred Flintstone and driving the Footmobile. After seeing what shape Scott's car is in, before long it won't have any floors and he'll have to propel it the same way. So that means our second story is from New Jersey, where last year 2 people were struck by a hit-and-run driver in North Plainfield. They were taken to the trauma center and treated for their injuries. No word on what they're addressed as, but if they're addressed as deer, there is a possibility that could have been my wife and I running them down by accident. And in other news, a Roman Catholic priest in the Czech Republic apologized to his small town after he smashed a Halloween pumpkin display made by children because he believed it to be satanic. For 2 nights in a row, he smashed these pumpkins. Well, I guess despite all his rage, he's still just a rat in a cage. And before I go, I do want to say happy birthday to the sophisticated gentleman. It's been an honor over the past year to get to know you and become what I consider pretty close friends with you. You really are a one-of-a-kind kind of guy. I can almost guarantee that no one from No New Friends wished you a happy birthday. So I guess our taste in friends is almost as bad as our taste in podcasts that we listen to. Anyways, that's it for me this week, guys. We'll talk to you next week.
God damn it. I have to be aware of these birthdays. Happy birthday, sophisticated gentleman.
For the record, I texted him and he did thank me.
Well, you could have let me know.
Why would I let you know? I'm not like, you don't pay me. Start paying me. Maybe I'll let you. It'll be like part of the contract is I'll remind you of birthdays.
Okay. Thanks. So Halloween's coming up. Obviously, this is our Halloween episode. So I've talked
this is
about
our Halloween episode. Is that why we're dressed like this?
Well, your transition.
I thought it was just another Wednesday. Yeah.
You never know. And if you want to see how we're dressed, don't miss us next time on Twitch, because you never know what we're going to do. That's twitch.tv/NNF podcast. So, yeah, we really get into it in my neighborhood, and I've talked about this before, but I get more excited about trick-or-treating with my daughter because they have beer coolers at the different houses.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
So I'm pulling my wagon with the trash bags and, everything that we could use or could need. I've got a cooler for my beer, and then, we get beer throughout the trip. Sarah, you got kids. Do you enjoy trick-or-treating? Do you do anything adult-like?
I do. No, not really. We do it all for the kids, but I do steal, a good portion of their candy after the fact. That's for sure.
You have to check for those razor blades and drugs.
Well, razor blades, yes. I look for the drugs.
Sarah's like, please drugs, please drugs, please drugs. Chris, what goes on in New Jersey? Take me through Halloween in New Jersey.
So I'm from Jersey, so we usually give out Narcan.
Nice.
Yeah. No, so I'm actually jealous because I don't have a kid and I want a kid. But I also don't need one. I just need to commit to shaving, to trick or treat by myself. No, in New Jersey, I don't know because I lived with my parents until this year. So I never had to give out the candy. We lived on the side of the house. No one came trick or treating on the side of the house except for actually, I don't know if I ever told this story. The only person to ever come trick or treating was some random kid who actually tried to walk right into our door. And I have it on my ring, recorded, on demand. A kid tried to come into our house. And actually, come to think of it, it might have just been someone trying to break in. That wasn't even Halloween.
Yeah.
But anyway, so this is actually my first year giving out candy for Halloween. And so I bought what's probably way too little of candy. So I will be turning lights out by 7 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Or maybe I'll just sit on my porch and maybe give life advice.
I hope you enjoy eggs thrown at your house when you don't have candy left.
Do you know what Mischief Night is?
Yeah, Halloween.
Yeah, see, that's funny. So Mischief Night's this thing that happens in the Northeast, mostly just Pennsylvania and New Jersey. It's the night before Halloween. It's called Mischief Night, and kids just go out and just do hood rat stuff. And you throw toilet paper on people's trees, and you egg people's houses, and you cut people's brake lines in their cars.
In Florida, we call that a Tuesday.
Yep.
Yeah, it's funny because Mischief Night's only I think it's called the Devil's Night in Ohio. And then it's Mischief Night in New Jersey and Pennsylvania. Look it up. And you know what? If you're listening to this before October 30th, please, in my honor, go out and throw an egg at your neighbor's house.
I will do that.
Toilet paper their tree.
Make sure you tell them that Chris from Diz His sent you.
See, yeah, and Dane in the chat just said Mischief Night rules. And also shout out to the Joseph67 who says Chris's costume is amazing. Thank you. It's actually my lover. This is not. See, he's saying costume just to cover things up. This is actually how we hang out.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So I know we got a big Cliff's Notes coming up. So Chris, do you have any Cliff Notes?
I do.
It's been quite the show. A lot of stuff's happened, so nothing can stop this little boy from recapping the day the Chris's Cliff's Notes way.
Do you just want to say on the record, very easy to be a woman. The long hair, easy. I do a facial hair, which women don't have, and not even hot. Got the nails, didn't even lose a nail halfway through. The thong, not even running up. So very easy to be a woman. Very easy.
Scott does look like he's struggling a little bit with the hair, though.
Awful.
I was telling Chris in the face.
This is my least favorite special episode of the year because this is the third year we've done this. I've worn a wig 2 out of 3 years, and I freaking hate it.
Yeah, no, that is true.
Yeah.
Okay,
imagine having hair all the way down your back. Yeah, that sucks every day.
You can get it cut. You can always go shorter. I would love to have hair, Sarah. Be a little sensitive, okay? I'm bald.
I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry. I forgot this was my segment. I'm sorry. Let me get back into character. So tonight, it's our Halloween episode. I dressed as Barbie. Scott dressed as Sarah. Sarah dressed as Robin from Stranger Things. And Mary dressed as one of the urban legends that we talked about, also known as non-existent, just not real, not here tonight. Speaking of urban legends, they actually have as much legitimacy as Mary's medical advice.
Oh.
So Halloween is just under a week away while we're recording this. It's pretty exciting. It's the one day a year that nobody looks at Scott weird for luring children with candy onto his property. A really important day for Scott. No, I'm just kidding. Scott isn't legally allowed to give out candy. And actually, Sarah isn't allowed to give out candy either, but not legally, just morally. She doesn't believe in giving things away for free. Now, I'll be giving away candy for the first time this year, like I just said. Actually, I'm going to be giving away apples. I'm going to be putting a razor in half of the apples just so the legend lives on. I'm also giving away Pokemon cards. No, Alex, cut this part out, but I'm just saying that because my wife listens to the podcast. I am not giving away Pokemon cards, but I really want her to think that I'm giving away some of my Pokemon cards. Scott says that he gets really into character for Halloween. Now, this is pretty easy for him because of how often he gets ghosted on a yearly basis by his wife. So this isn't even very impressive.
Wow.
In the first segment, we had the opportunity to listen to the trailer for the movie Brain Explosion. Now, what actually is a brain explosion? Well, to a Republican, that's telling them that gay people exist. It's kind of funny how well we pretend that Remy is our Lord and Savior. Now, I'm not going to toot my own horn or anything, but I think I fake it the best. Now, this is not by my own doing. This is with how horrible Scott is in bed. I knew to reach out to Rachel to get some pointers on faking. So that's why I'm so good at it. Yeah, that's why I'm so good at it. Now, in Abby's Word of the Week, she talked about how her dad ghosted her on Saturday night. Just want to let you guys know that Daddy did not ghost me on Saturday night, even though he was on vacation in the Bahamas.
Jamaica. He's in Jamaica.
Oh, wow. That's pretty racist of me. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Alex, cut that. Just AI me saying Jamaica. Wow. I even wrote Bahamas. I don't know why I thought he was in the Bahamas.
That was fun. We FaceTimed.
We did FaceTime.
I don't remember what we talked about, but we FaceTime.
No, again, in my segment, I didn't really want to talk about that. But if you want to talk about it, we can talk about it. Sophisticated Gentleman talked about how people were fighting a mouth with no face at Spirit Halloween. Now, I know Scott and Sarah were confused about that, but I totally understood what a mouth with no face looks like. Thank you, Nick.
Oh.
Oh, boy.
Nick talked about how there are a bunch of new exotic locations open. You can book with him through Turks and Caicos, Tijuana, Also his taint.
Oh my God. Wow.
And lastly, speaking of daddies, I do just want to make this announcement that, Nick, I've known you for a very long time. And for as long as I've known you, you've called me daddy. From now on, you will have to share that with my child that will be born in May of this year.
Yay!
Wow, you had it queued up and everything. You're just hearing this for the first time. Very, that's right. Now, whether, okay, that's enough. You can click pause now. I don't know how exciting news this is, how terrifying news this is, how happy this news is, how, again, terrifying this news is. I'm going to be a dad.
That's amazing.
I just hope they're born with an Achilles tendon.
I just hope that the little Rugrat doesn't cause you to miss any episodes. So strict bedtime on Wednesday nights. Yeah.
That's why I did say in the chat this the future of my position on this podcast will be changing after tonight's episode, and that's because we're all going to be parents now. Not because I'm leaving the show, not because I'm going to be absent from the show, because I've been strictly told I'm not to miss any episodes if I have a child, which I did take into account. And so now this
labor,
whole show,
no labor on a Wednesday night.
Absolutely, no, she can. I'm just not going.
Exactly.
Trust me, from what I heard, I don't want to be there.
You don't.
No, I don't want to be there. Wow. I'm really, really, really excited to be able to announce this. This is something that happened. Actually, I'm not going to talk about how it happened. This is actually something that we found out about a month ago, maybe. And when it's a month ago, it's like, is it really? Is it not? Is that a false positive, like these COVID tests? We didn't know. So, and it's like, it's very dangerous and this and that. But listen, we're getting past the first trimester this week.
That's so exciting.
And I am so excited. And I just to get a little sappy here, when it was early on, we didn't know if, things happen during early on in pregnancies and stuff, and unfortunate things happen. And it's like, I said to Emily, I said, I will never forget, even if this baby does not make it into this world because of how early it is. And like I said, crazy things happen. I will never forget how this child made me feel, because it is such a weird feeling. It is such an amazing feeling. And it's like, I don't know. I never understood. It's like, oh, you never understood, what it's like to have a kid until you have a kid. And I seeing that positive on the pregnancy test changed my life. It made me, I was in a very low place in my life because of my injury, because of, just things going on. And, even in my darkest days, I just remembered that child. And we did have our first appointment, and I got to hear the heartbeat for the first time.
Never gets old.
I play that video almost every day. I just listen to that heartbeat over and over and over and over again. It's like, this is what I'm living for, and this is what I do for. And this is why I'm going to try to push myself every day to get better, to be a better version of myself. It's just, unexplainable. And if you want to hear more about this, we're going to be talking about this a lot more in After Dark. Really excited to finally talk about, fatherhood in the future. And I don't know. I'm just so excited to finally be able to talk about this stuff with you guys.
Yeah, I can't wait for you to share all the help that you've been doing around the house, and how pleasant Emily has been, because I've been there. So yeah,
yes, we're going to talk plenty about that, Scott.
It will be fun After Dark.
I have plenty of material, and just want to take a second. Thank you everyone in the chat who said congratulations. Really appreciate each and every one of you. Just really, really appreciate your support, and congratulations.
Congratulations, Chris. We're so
Yes,
freaking excited for you.
Thanks, guys.
It's
I'm excited to join the club.
Well, you say that now. Anyway.
I know.
It's been quite the show. A lot of stuff's happened, so nothing can stop this little boy from recapping the day the Chris's Cliffs Notes way.
Also cannot wait until my child is of age to be able to play this back for them and say that my pregnancy announcement took place while I was dressed in drag. Talking about how I was making a joke about another gentleman calling me daddy. I think it's gonna. I'm very, very excited for that.
Well, I can't wait till your child turns 11 and gets their own segment on this show, because that'll be awesome.
We won't wait that long. It'll be way earlier than that.
So yeah, we'll talk more about that in After Dark.
Hey, this is Alex from Diz His, along with
Chris from the No New. Wait, what is this an ad for?
This is an ad for Diz His on No New Friends.
Oh my gosh, I'm so out of place. So yeah, we're on a Disney podcast, right, Alex?
Yeah, you and me now. We're doing a Disney podcast, Disney History, every week. On Tuesdays, it drops. Social media is Diz His Pod.
Yeah, if you ever need cleansing of the obscurities that you hear on this show, check us out on Diz His podcast, where we do something way more innocent.
And if you love Alex's segment, which is me, my history segment, then you'll love our full episode of Disney History.
Yeah, if you want a big load of Alex, listen to the Diz His podcast. You're going to love it. A little bit of me, a lot of Alex. It's like half and half, but a lot of Alex. A lot of Alex.
Whoa. There's a lot of you too. You also give up a big load yourself.
That's fair.
Chris, what's coming up on Diz His?
We talked a little bit about brain explosion in the beginning of this episode, and my exact reaction to when I found out you could book a vacation for free through sandpipervacations.com. My brain exploded. I'm sorry, my mind was blown. I guess it was some sort of a brain explosion. I'm not lying, guys. This is not satire. You can book your vacation for free with Nick from Sandpiper Vacations at sandpipervacations.com. I don't really have to go on and on and on because you did hear him plug him in the beginning of the episode. I got to watch him plug himself in the beginning of the episode. Now, sandpipervacations.com, tell him the No Friends podcast sent you, get a free quote. I do just also want to say that if you get close enough with him, you might also get a prostate explosion.
Oh my God. Okay. Oh.
That's an added perk, also free. Well, if you're close enough. Anyway, so this week on Diz His, we have a very, very special guest. We have Sarah from the No New Friends podcast on this week.
Where's my applause track?
Oh, I know that was pretty disappointing. I paused for applause, Sarah.
Thank you.
Well, I didn't post. Oh, okay. Oh, thank you.
There you go.
Thanks.
And we're talking about, what are we talking about this week, Sarah? Why are you on?
We're talking about Coco.
You like Coco or something?
My favorite.
I thought it was because you were married to a Mexican.
Oh, he's not.
Well, that too.
Wow.
First-hand knowledge.
No, I'm Puerto Rican too, Scott. I can make the joke.
Okay.
That was a good one. The same flag. It's the same flag.
Oh boy.
There's a really funny in the new Spider-Man game. Miles Morales, the Hispanic black Spider-Man, is Puerto Rican, and in his house, the developers accidentally put the Cuban flag.
Oh wow! Oh wow!
Yeah. I'm sure Lewis probably didn't even realize it has a Cuban flag in his house somewhere. I think that was a Puerto Rican flag.
Is that what that is by our front door? Damn.
I'm excited to hear that episode. And Sarah, if you are unable to make it, let me know. I'll fill in for you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's a whole list behind you as well, just in case I visit a food truck tomorrow. Apparently,
it could happen.
Scott's very, very in tune with his Hispanic culture.
Yes. I went to La Familia Day food truck today.
Yes.
He's got his Encanto ears on. Obviously, he knows.
See? Encanto.
And your lawn service actually just came yesterday, so you know how to say hola, adios, and where's my dinero?
All right. You can connect with Diz His. That's Diz His Pod on all social media. Don't forget to check out our Wednesday episode, After Dark. No New Friends After Dark, coming out every Wednesday. And this week we're going to talk about the pregnancy. So that'll be a lot of fun.
Not the pregnancy. We're going to talk about being a dad. We're not talking about the impregnation. We're not talking about that.
I don't want to hear about the impregnation. I mean, well, maybe.
Yes, you probably. We're going to. Scott's pushed me. And I'm like, Scott, we're not talking about this. Scott actually asked me if there was so I was like, well, listen, we could talk about it if there was a four-legged friend in the room. If not, I don't want to hear about it.
Yeah, so tonight on After Dark, we're going to be talking about the pregnancy. You're going to want to check that out. There's some other great podcasts that we want to tell you about. The Black Lincoln Collective podcast. Those guys were on After Dark last week. Super funny guys. We had such a good time with them, and we can't wait to collaborate with them again. So check them out. That's Black Lincoln Collective podcast. Also, we have Don't Wreck Yourself, where Ryan takes on the BS that is wrecking the internet, and they talk about it. And then also, we've got Ashes to Awesome, where Chuck LaFlange takes on, he shares his road from addiction into recovery. Does Memorial Mondays. It's a great show. It'll definitely make you cry. It's really good. We also have Cases of Continuity, where the Sophisticated Gentleman is still, he's on episode 16. So Live to Kill or Die to Kill or Time to Kill, License to Kill, James Bond. They're in the middle of the James Bond series. And then you can also check me out every other week on Creators United, the crossover podcast that nobody asked for, with Dane and the Sophisticated Gentleman. So check that out as well. Chris, what do you got for us?
I actually have the podcast Cases of Continuity, which is a podcast I've heard Remy plug a bunch of times. So check that out. I have Remy's Roundtable, which we were all just on. You're going to want to listen to the 4-year anniversary show. You're going to want to skim through the 4-year anniversary show. You're going to listen to it in its entirety.
Maybe read the transcript.
Yes. Maybe ask AI to summarize it for you. No, it's a very long episode, but it's really funny. The brain explosion joke was born on that episode. So you're definitely going to want to check that out. The second one I'm going to plug, I want to talk about for a little bit, not a little bit, but just like 30 seconds. I've been on a Big Beautiful binge.
Big Beautiful binge.
I literally texted Dane this. I was like, man, I've been on a Big Beautiful Disney binge lately.
Is that Big Black Butt?
No. Well, after that, I started watching Big Beautiful Disney on YouTube, not a podcast, on YouTube. I watched the Tigger trial video, which was actually really, really good. I got to hear Dane say Dane say breast. I watched the Animals in the Parks. He says breasts in it because it's a legal thing. He read a legal document. And then my favorite one, I watched this vlog at Moonlight Magic. I watched a bunch of Big Beautiful Diz while hunched over my counter eating a peanut butter jelly at 1:30 in the morning. And this happened not once, not twice, but every day this week. Shout out to you, Dane. Big Beautiful Diz on YouTube. Watch it if you like Disney stuff. I didn't mention that. It's about Disney. That would probably be helpful. Wait, no, Big Beautiful Diz kind of does insinuate that it's Disney. Anyway. Oh, actually, no, we'll talk about... I want to talk about something for a sec.
Oh, go for it.
Can we talk about something for a sec?
Sure. We're getting close to the Remy's Roundtable time.
Yeah, but you know what? I just remembered this. And we might have to cut this whole thing because it might be very offensive, but I actually... So I saw a post on Facebook today about Halloween. This Halloween, please keep in mind... I don't know if I can read this. I'll read it. The child who's grabbing more than one piece of candy might have poor fine motor skills.
I've read this, yes.
The child who does not say trick or treat or thank you might be nonverbal. The child who looks disappointed when they say your bowl might have an allergy. The child who isn't wearing a costume might have sensory processing disorder or autism. The child... Sorry, I don't know why I'm laughing. The child who looks too old to be trick-or-treating might be developmentally delayed. What if they're just an asshole? Like, I'm reading this. I'm reading this, and no, seriously. When did we go from this kid might be an asshole, this kid has something wrong, like mentally wrong with them? Where did we go wrong? Listen, I think that is validated to an extent, but like, when you know what I mean? Like, if some kid sprints up to your porch with a backpack and starts emptying your bowl, is it a sensory problem or are they an asshole? Like, you know what I mean? Like, if a 19-year-old kid, if a 25-year-old kid, for that kid with a full beard, gray in their beard, comes sprinting up to your thing, are you really going to be like, wait, I saw this post on Facebook that says this kid might might be autistic or might have a sensory issue, might be maybe they're just 25 and want a free handout. Am I wrong for saying that? Like,
I feel like this is a great conversation for After Dark, but I think that as a society, we have now made up a lot of excuses for behavior.
Okay, thank you. I saw that. I'm like, you know, very good to educate people who are uneducated, but also it's not an excuse for everyone. When you know, when someone that looks like Scott comes running up with a backpack, I don't think that's excusable. All right, going with your plugs.
On that note, this is the one that got us canceled. What's coming up on Nerd Archive?
They're talking about Spider-Man, the new Spider-Man 2 game, and we're talking about Loki again. So it's getting good. It's really good. I don't know if you guys have watched it. But
very good. It's very good.
I have not
like
started yet. I do not like to have to wait. Most of the other Marvel shows I will watch week to week, but Loki 1 was so good that I just want to wait for it. I can't wait a week because I feel like this is going to move the Marvel story along. So I can't wait.
Yeah. I also have put 24 hours into Spider-Man 2 already, which is really nice because I have been able to, I don't know if I talked about this before, but I tore my Achilles tendon back in July.
Oh, God.
And I was able to walk for the first time this week. And so I take a lot of quote unquote breaks and I play Spider-Man for 3 hours on every break.
Wait, do you use a controller with both hands when you play Spider-Man? I'm just curious.
Alex, cut this.
I struggled a little bit with my lack of, hand, but that's fine. Continue, please.
I don't know. I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry.
Well, good, because we need to end this thing. Also, check out Nola Papa, Uncensored, or it's Nola Papa. Just check that out as well. You can connect with us. All of our links are right there on our website, nonewfriendspodcast.com. While you're there, check out our sweet merch. Get your official Brain Explosion t-shirt before TeePublic pulls it off.
Because they will.
And then they will. And then also you can join our clubhouse, become a friend with benefits for as low as $2 a month. You can watch us record all of these things live, get the exclusive content, the behind the scenes, the interviews that I have not yet published. You get to see those. On behalf of our Lord and Savior Remy, Abby, the Sophisticated Gentleman, Game Master Ryan, our producer Alex, the cast and crew of Brain Explosion, Mary, Sarah, Chris, I'm Scott. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you next time.
Okay, bye.